my grandfather was from in Ireland. So we talked about that connection as well. And another connection we have is one of his very dear friends is Bishop Van from Orange County. He runs the Orange County Catholic Diocese, and he's with us. Bishop, I can't tell you how sorry I am for your loss. I mean, this had to have, when you got the news, it just had to knock you off your feet.
Oh, thanks, and it's good to speak to you. I just couldn't believe it, and then the fact it's been more clear, I just was very distressed. How you doing? I've known her ever since I've been here, and she's been a good friend, and of course I knew he speaks so well to the funeral, which I remember very well. And I still with him a lot just when he's here in Southern California, and with the close friend, and it's just very good.
Now, when this happened, did Orange County take precautions because, maybe there was some lunatic out there that was going to kill priest or bishop? Were they very cautious with you, or did they supply you with, with the protection or perhaps the bodyguard?
We already have a place and a good security system, and so we're relying on that, but yes.
Yeah, but this is such the people that showed up at his home to remember him, some people show up and just bring flowers or a candle, but without exception, everybody there was emotional about it. I mean, that's a guy who really touched a lot of people.
I saw him touch so many lives down in LA. He was involved with immigration. I also helped him with some of his families in a couple of schools, that's lives, and other things. All of it, he was everything.
Yeah, and he's not, he didn't just, talk the talk. He would bring people, the food and clothes. I mean, he really was the sort of, perfect priest, or in this case, bishop. Yeah, he represents, our faith.
The answer to all of that and more. He inspired us all, and he really was good to me in so many ways.
Now, this is very early on, and people are still very emotional about it, but I have to believe that wherever that service is, it probably calls for an arena like, the Honda Center or something like that, because I imagine there's going to be tens of thousands of people that want to take part in that.
Oh, I'm sure, and there's like people Los Angeles will plan on that, but yeah, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, I know that you're a very busy man, and you took out a couple minutes with us. I really appreciate it. I really treasure one of the highlights of being in radio is I got to meet you and also Bishop O'Connell as well. I mean, to be at that level and to know you two guys, it was really special, and it made me very nervous. I remember when you and I were going to go down to San Clemente because a mutual friend of ours had cancer, and since you wanted me to go down and have lunch with him and you, and I thought that was the biggest honor of my life, just to be asked. And then when you got in the car, I was nervous because the Bishop of Orange County's hands, his life is in my hands. And I remember I was going like 45 miles on the freeway, and Bishop Van says, you're traveling a little too slow, young man.
Yeah, I think there was something like that. Yeah.
I still remember that. Well, our hearts and thoughts are with everybody in the Catholic faith, and everybody got to know Bishop O'Connell. And whenever the service is, I'm sure, obviously, you'll be there, and hopefully I'll see you there. But yeah, God bless you, safe travels, and we'll see you back here when you get back.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, there he goes, Bishop Van. What a great guy. Just a really terrific human being. Very good friends with David O'Connell. And again, a bishop, a Catholic bishop, killed. And it is, first of all, that's horrible to begin with. And to have it happen in Los Angeles is yet another black eye for this county of Los Angeles. The crime is so radical that it's now touched the upper levels, some of the highest levels. I mean, what's higher than bishop? Cardinal? And then what's higher than cardinal? A pope? I believe that's I think that's the order of ascension. Bishop, then cardinal, and then pope. So to have a bishop in Los Angeles killed in his home or what may or may not have been a money dispute, is just it's outrageous. Steve Gregory was at the press conference that started during the 3 o'clock hour, and he's going to come on with us at 5 o'clock. So he's working on a couple of leads. He's got great connections. And to show how great Steve Gregory is, whenever there's a breaking news story, I get calls from reporters. I'm not going to tell you who they are. I won't embarrass them. But I get calls from other reporters in LA saying, "What is Steve Gregory now?" I got 2 texts from 2 different reporters. These are on-air reporters. They work at other stations. And both texts asked me to reach out to Steve Gregory to find out what he knows. That is a sign of an unbelievable reporter. When you have people calling me to ask what Steve Gregory knows. And Steve is on it. So he's going to be on at 5 o'clock with us, and we'll pick his brain and see if there's any more in the arrest of the man who's accused of shooting and killing Bishop David O'Connell. But just a really very nice man, very pleasant. Again, he's from the same county that my grandfather was from in Ireland, and then to have him speak and preside over my dad's funeral was very comforting. It was almost like it was meant to be, where at the end you want everybody and everything to come together, and it couldn't come together better than it did at the end, where the priest, in this case the bishop, were presiding over my dad's funeral, was from the same, grew up in the same exact area as my dad's father. So that was really our pretty twins. It was a very small that he came from in Ireland. Very, very close. All right, don't forget this week, starting Wednesday. Don't let this weather out here fool you. All right, this is fool's gold right now. When you look outside, don't let that 77 degrees fool you. It was 77 degrees today in Covina. Trojan, how far are you from Covina? 15 miles. Okay, so it's probably warm where you were today, too. Yeah, it was nice. In the low 70s. Yeah. Well, guess what? That's going away. In Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the high in the San Fernando Valley might not reach 50 degrees. They're talking about 48 is the high, 37 is the low. And there's going to be snowfall that you can see in the San Fernando Valley on the tops of these mountains in Burbank. There's a chance that there's going to be snow on those mountains. It happens once every 10, 20, or 30 years. But everything's lined up this week for it to happen, so it's going to be freezing. I mean, nobody else is talking about this for some reason. I listen to the news, and everyone's ignoring the story, but this is going to be a major, major story this week, and how cold it's going to be here in Southern California, and how much rain we're going to get as well. Across the country, it's a huge storm that's moving coast to coast starting tomorrow from Seattle or from Washington. Oh, is that right? All the way across. It's going to linger all the way across the top of the country. Oh, boy, this is going to be a nasty end of February, man. Nasty. All right, Tom Myself, and everyone on the iHeartRadio app. More now with Crozier, KFI's 24-hour news. Police in Anaheim say the death of a woman who appears to be suicide since she apparently jumped from the Mickey and Friends parking structure Saturday evening. Students at Michigan State University had gone back to class 1 week after 3 were killed and 5 injured by a man who shot because of himself when the cops caught up with him. And Egypt's oldest museum has renovated a wing to include a more than 52-foot-long papyrus scroll that was unearthed last year. It includes around 113 cells from the Book of the Dead. That's the same freeway. Now, well, if you're ever injured in an accident, whether it's car, motorcycle, truck, or even a dog bite, call the firm that's been helping injured victims for 18 years and winning. I'm talking about Sweet James Axe Attorney. Sweet James settled $188 million last year alone for injured clients, and every time they settle a lawsuit or a claim, they give back, serving over 80,000 meals last year alone. It's a terrific organization. You got to call them. If it happens to you, if you get in an accident, the first call has got to be to Sweet James and let them handle it. You're in no position to handle it on your own. And the insurance company, they don't have to hammer people like me and you. They can't do that to Sweet James. So phone them up 800-500-5200, maybe the best call you've ever made. They were awarded the best attorneys in America. Can't beat that. 800-500-5200. TweetJames.com. Keep it slow, Santa Monica.
East outside of the 10, and we're seeing the lanes that are filling in away from 20th Street. You're on the bridge across Mid-City, all the way to the 110 freeway. Hollywood on that 101 southbound is loading up at Sunset Boulevard all the way into downtown LA. And in Gordy on the 210 westbound, that's backing up off the 605 all the way to Fair Oaks. Huge mess out of the high desert on the 15 southbound, delays away from Main Street out of Hysteria all the way to Cleghorn. KFI in the sign helps get you there faster. I'm Inca Martinez.
This is Doug Alley. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
UCLA is the 2 seed and USC is on the bubble in the latest CSC and NCAA tournament bracketology. Just scorer John Gibson was tempered with 55 Panthers shots, but he couldn't stop the last one in a 4-3 loss to Florida. Ronaldo Hill vacating his position as Chargers defensive coordinator to join Vic Fangio's staff in Miami. But Chargers are hiring Robert Muschamp as quality control coach. Tom Franken. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. This recording is sponsored by Audible. Find everything you love listening to on Audible. Here's celebrity memoir, mystery, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobook, podcast, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com. No one chooses to become a gambling addict, but they can choose to get help from a professional counselor. To learn more about no-cost confidential help for problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health. Go forward with local and veteran-owned Pacific. Our iHeartRadio Podcast Awards are back. It's the biggest night of the year for podcast fans. Get ready to celebrate your favorites. Go to iHeart.com/podcast awards. Check out the nominees for Podcast of the Year. Best comedy, crime, news, sports, and more. Tuesday, March 14th. Join us for our 2023 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Audible is the proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. From groundbreaking originals to best-selling audiobooks, and the best and latest in podcasts, you'll find your next obsession is Audible, the home of storytelling. Try Audible free. Sign up at audible.com. The same risk factors for heart disease? They're the exact same for Alzheimer's. But if you want to lower your risk for Alzheimer's, simply lower your risk for heart disease. You get to choose between Alzheimer's and a Big Mac. I gotta tell you, that's a hard decision to make, you know? Yeah, they'll handle it's a hard decision for In-N-Out Burger. Well said. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, Detroit, Orlando. Right? That was a huge, major hit when I was growing up. And I grew up in the San Fernando Valley off Magnolia and Balboa, and there was a big-ass oak tree in the middle of the road. And that song always reminded me of that oak tree. Do you remember during the first Gulf War in the early 90s, that was a big thing that people climbed down the trees, and at that time he couldn't even perform it because he didn't have the rights to it. Wow! The people that owned it wouldn't let him perform it. That's great knowledge. Yeah. You know, I went to a party. I guess I can talk about this. I guess, yeah. Dr. Cunnington from Cunning Dental was having a party, and he hired Tony Orlando to sing at the party. And I thought, wow, that must have cost some money. But I remember meeting Tony Orlando, I thought like 4 years ago, at a hotel out near the Ontario airport. And yeah, he was as upbeat as you could ever ask anybody to be. You know, he's flying in, I don't know, maybe on a private jet, maybe a commercial or whatever. And he's probably in his 70s. And you think a guy in his 70s, coming in to sing, I Yellow Ribbon on the Old Oak Tree, I think twice during the party. there could have been a level of depression that accompanied that. And yet there wasn't. He was funny as hell, very upbeat with the crowd. That is a true professional. That's Tony Orlando. Is he still with us, Tony Orlando? Easily. I think he is. Right? No? Oh, I think he still is. I don't know. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Remember? He was, I guess the duo.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, come on.
My apologies, Tony.
Bellio. And Steph, what do you have against the guy? Man, oh man. They're just trying to tie that yellow ribbon around that old oak.
78.
78, okay, so he's like 75 when I met the guy. He was great. I love that guy. Tony Orlando. The NBA All-Star game, I think, was yesterday, I believe. I didn't look at it. I was watching golf at the Riviera, the big Genesis tournament. Man, that came down to the final hole where this Max Homa nearly tipped it in to tie the game, and that was exciting. Sorry if I ruined it for anybody that recorded it, but it was yesterday. But the All-Star game, I guess, is exciting too. I know you used to work in the NBA.
Yeah.
You're a big part of the NBA. Did you watch the All-Star game?
I watched bits and pieces. I watched the highlights.
Did you enjoy that?
No.
No? All right.
It's not the same.
It's not a big defensive game.
Not at all. And that's, was it Jason Tatum with Boston, I think? He scored like 55 points. Yeah. I was watching the highlights, and like nobody's around him. Before he got 55 points.
Yeah, nobody's like
Nobody was touching him.
I mean, the final score was 180-something, 170-something.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to take
350 points scored in that game.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Anyway,
the slam dunk contest is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's always cool. That's one of the only reasons to watch it.
It's Max McClung, who only has like 2 games in the NBA, right. 24 years old, like ridiculous dunks, like just great. And I guess like Kobe, when Kobe won the slam dunk, he had like 39 games under his belt. So it's kind of
cool.
Yeah.
But watching the All-Star game, watching the slam dunk contest is almost more interesting and better than watching the game.
Oh, I think so.
Like Major League Baseball has turned the home run contest into a spectacle that's even more interesting than watching the game.
Yeah.
So, kind of cool. The All-Star game yesterday, everybody, find out more details and what went down in the NBA All-Star game. Yeah. Talk about NBA All-Star weekend. It's always a blast. The last night, little known Max McClung, who just signed with the 76ers this week, put his name on the map with some spectacular dunks. Wow, the guy signed just a couple of days before the All-Star game, and then wins the slam dunk contest. Oh, you can hear me. I was in the crowd. He's the underdog who stole the show at the NBA dunk contest overnight. Welcome to Max McClung signed just this week. He messed up the first letter in that. Welcome to Max. Maybe those are his initials. NBA. Max McClung. Yeah, Max. I don't know. Max McClung signed just this week by Philadelphia 76ers as the stars and fans on their feet from the start, performing high-flying acrobatics like this leap over 2 friends. Oh yeah, you can hear me there. You were loud. Yeah. God, a mic. I was sitting next to the camera. I didn't know that guy had a microphone looking around. Like this leap over 2 friends. I gotta stop doing that. Like this leap over 2 friends. Or this reverse. Then he's comparing his dunks to the greats like Michael Jordan. Matt McClung has saved the dunk. 24-year-old from Virginia finishing it off with a 540-degree turn in his high school team jersey. Wow, he's 24 years old. He's a baby. Earning his 3 perfect scores to take home the top prize. 3 perfect scores! Really just grateful. I had a lot of help. It wasn't, just me. I had my best friends call me every night trying to give me ideas, so it was a lot of fun out there. 24 years old. Anyone on the show 24? How old are you, Steph? You're like 50. 30, 35? What about Ben Mose? How old is he?
26.
26. So Ben Mose is 2 years older than this guy, and he's a much much better basketball players you could ever be.
So way better.
Yeah. McClung.
It's 12.
That's right, that's it?
Yeah.
Fine, man. My height. McClung is no stranger to gravity-defying dunks. He gained an online following at that jersey for his viral videos from high school. Pretty incredible, right? Everybody's going to remember that name, I think, from here on out. Steph Curry called that performance unreal. Magic Johnson said McClung saved the slam dunk contest. What a night for him.
And Stephen Curry.
Exactly. There you go, right? We're going to see Philly fans around. Philly fans are everywhere. Yep. I really missed the joke there. That he proved Philly and everyone applaud. Yeah, I don't know where the punchline or the setup or any part of that joke is. What a nice thing.
Can I get the Philly Phillies? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here it is. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, what a nice thing.
And Stephen Curry.
Exactly. There you go. Man. Representing Philly, and they go nuts. Hey, the woman who sang the Canadian national anthem changed the lyrics. You see that? The song goes, "Oh Canada, our home and native land," and she changed it to, "Oh Canada, our home on native land." Right? And you liked it. Sure, you can do that, but when they invite you to sing the national anthem, they don't invite you to sing your version of it. Right? They invite you in to sing the national anthem, and if you want to change it, look, I don't hate that change, but if you want to change it, there's a process on how to change it. You don't just change it yourself. Oh, it's not a suggestion? No, it's not a suggestion. It's a song that's it's only been changed once, I think, in 130 years, 120 years. The song is very close to that. But it's only been changed once, where the change was, in all our sons' command to all of our command. And so they took son out of that. I guess because they had a problem with the men only is what it was suggesting. Fought in World War I and World War II, and they wanted to include women. So I get that. But I don't know, man. When you're hired to sing the national anthem, again, it's not your version of it. It's the version of it. So, kind of odd day to be in. All right, we're live on KFI Ames Report. It's going to be cold this week, starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It might be the coldest it's been in Southern California in 10,000 years. 10,000? Yeah, it's a lot. I know. I like your reaction. 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. Great. All right, we're live on KFI. More now with Trojan, KFI's 24 News. California Chef Luna says the man arrested for the shooting death of a well-known bishop had a connection to the clergyman who had said 65-year-old Carlos Medina is the husband of Bishop David O'Connell's housekeeper. When investigators tracked Medina to his home in Torrance, Medina barricaded himself inside. And at approximately 8:15 this morning, Medina exited his residence and was taken into custody. Detectives recovered 2 firearms and other evidence possibly linking Medina to the crime. Luna says it's not known if Medina's wife might face any charges. O'Connell was found shot to death Saturday at his home in Hacienda Heights in downtown LA. Gregory Cookify News. This report brought to you by American Vision Windows. Alameda Municipal Power says it's working to restore power to thousands of people in Alameda County. 8,500 people have reported they were still without power this morning. The officials say fire broke out at a PG&E substation yesterday, causing it to go out. And this week there were around 54,000 customers without electricity. Now this is stretched from Oakland Hills to the Alameda border, including the Oakland airport. Israel's government going ahead with its contentious plan to overhaul the country's legal system. Thousands of demonstrators rallied outside Parliament in Jerusalem for a second straight week as lawmakers voted to overhaul the legal system. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his allies say the changes are needed to curb the power of unelected judges. Critics call it a power grab. United Airlines says new technology will open up more seats on its flights so children can sit with an adult in their party without paying a fee. United's going to give adults traveling with kids under 12 access to preferred seating at the time of the booking so they can sit together. Change applies to travelers with standard and basic economy tickets and will be in full effect next month. And actress Rebel Wilson has got engaged at Disneyland in Anaheim. In an Instagram post yesterday, Wilson thanked Disney CEO Bob Iger for, for helping pull off the magical surprise. In the post, she Center and now fiance are pictured in front of Susie Beauty Castle. Wilson reveals she and fashion jewelry designer Ramona Agruma were dating last June. Booked up to 5 freeway coming up. All right, Dr. Nygaard at Saddleback Eye Center wants to give the all-new laser light LASIK exam. That's right, the laser light LASIK exam uses a laser to measure eyes over 1,000 times to perfectly match your vision. The laser light LASIK exam helps my doctor give you crystal clear vision. And I can give away a laser light LASIK exam the first 14 callers only. So stand by. You got that laser light LASIK exam taking over 1,000 measurements of your eyes. You're going to get that exam for free. Whether you're nearsighted, farsighted, contacts, glasses, hopefully the light. Right? If you can't see very well, you got to call my doctor, Dr. Manger. He's going to give you that laser light LASIK exam. First 14 callers, get it for free. Got to do one of the first 14 callers right now. 866-559-4444. 866-559-4444. 866-559-4444. Look to clear cool tonight. Low to the mid 40s. Look to clear today. Cooler tomorrow, like 5 degrees during the day. And then cooler with a chance of rain beginning late Wednesday. Yeah, we'll hang into the weekend. Right now at Mission VA, Ho 59, Huntington Beach 56 degrees. Things are slow in Pittsburgh.
It's the southbound side of the 5 that's going down at Passage Canyon Road. The rain taking you ahead all the way to Muskegon Parkway. And on the northbound side of the 5, this is in the Newhall area. You get past the 14, that's a crash, and it's loading up the drive all the way out of San Fernando. We're seeing the race from Stabout Brand. It's affecting the 405 northbound, which is solid off of the 118 to the 5 merge. And another tough drive is out of Hesperia, 15 southbound, with delays away from Main Street. It's a tough drive all the way to Cleghorn in the Cajon Pass. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Eva Martinez. On the podcast, The Last Soviet, Last Step, Truman State, shares his own experiences of astronaut training in Russia. That's true, and tells the story of the final cosmonaut, a man trapped in space while his nation crumbled to the ground.
His name is Sergei Skripal. He's a Soviet cosmonaut, and he's manning the world's only spacesuit. The pride and joy of the USSR.
Listen to The Last Soviet on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
How much do you think your home is worth this year? Do you think it's going to be worth the same next year? If you're thinking about borrowing on your home equity, your odds of getting more out of your home is probably higher now than it will be next year. I certainly believe that. Some experts predict that property values might decline over the next few years, making it more challenging for borrowers to tap into that home equity. If you need $75,000 or more, HMS Capital can help you borrow the money you need with the equity you've built. So whether you want to consolidate debt, make home improvements, whatever your situation may be, HMS Capital, they have the best solution to help you. No appraisal, credit report fees to apply. I've done 2 mortgages with HMS Capital. Clearly, I'm a fan. I believe they are simply the best at what they do. Call 833-255-5698, 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com. Live from the Hayes bedroom, it's another eventful night for Mysterious Ron Steve has been struggling with his feet. His wife is now trying to save the rain with still throws an elbow. He's leaving for the couch. He could get inspired. Absolutely, Bruce. Inspires a sleep apnea treatment that gives you comfortable, restful sleep with the click of a remote. There's no mask and no hose. Just learn more at inspiredsleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiredsleep.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear, those stomach issues ruined your birthday?
We're too tired to take that, Grandpa.
When you haven't touched the tools, it's because of Turner syndrome diagnosis. If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Water damage, fire damage, asthma.com. An iHeart radio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, video, and podcasts. KFI AM, it's 640. Don White Show. We're going to on some pretty big stories here on a holiday Monday. It's supposed to be a light Monday. No real big news stories, but it's that opposite. Arrest has made the shooting of LA's auxiliary bishop, David O'Connell, and former President Jimmy Carter is entered hospice care at home. He's 98 years old, and man, oh man, that guy keeps going and going and going. And then a woman dies after falling from a Disneyland parking garage. It's being called a suicide. And I know when you're gonna kill yourself, you've lost your mind, you've lost all ability to think about others. It's a real crazy act for a lot of people, the family, the friends, people that are left behind. It's very traumatic, and it's really, really traumatic when you do it at a place like Disneyland. So I don't know. That's a weird thing to do, man. You can't say to people, hey, if you're going to do that, please don't do it at Disneyland, because they're not in their right mind. But man, it's a really tough thing for kids going to spend a day with mom or dad or grandma and grandpa at Disneyland and have to witness that. Country's falling apart. There's a Tennessee animal shelter that calls a dog. There's a dog that they call Paul Rudd, and attempting to try to find a home for this dog. They call it, the nickname of this dog is called Paul Ruff, like Paul Rudd, but Paul Ruff. Yeah, I like that, right? That's cool. And it got so much publicity that the dog got adopted, and that's the ultimate goal. So yeah, the dog's name, I believe, is Pancake House or Waffle House. The dog's name is Waffle House, and it's a 2-year-old, 65-pound Australian Shepherd mix. And it was at an animal shelter, and then they put his dog's picture up next to Paul Rudd, and I don't know, it doesn't look exactly like him. There might be some similarities. I think the dog has a bigger tongue, certainly bigger teeth, and a snout. I don't think that Paul Rudd has a snout. And then he's got a big black nose, and Paul Rudd doesn't have that. And his ears are different. I don't know. His eyes are different colors. But it worked. So they got that dog adopted. Now, Belia, I asked you, there are other celebrities, I've looked this up, where they're comparing them. This dog looks like this celebrity. Yeah. That's a one-way street, though, right? That's not, that's men only. Isn't that correct? Why? You think you can get away with putting a picture, Chelsea Handler looks like this dog, and you don't think you're going to get blowback on that? I mean, you're probably right. Or, I don't know, pick a woman, Jane Fonda. But you should be able to do that. Right. But if the dog actually looks like Jennifer Aniston. Okay, all right. But that's an exception. I mean, I think you can do it with beautiful women. I think there's a line in the sand, though, where you get where it gets squirrely. They can go sideways on you pretty quickly. Like if you put up a picture and say, you're right, this dog looks exactly like Roseanne Barr. You don't think back for that? Let's try it on Twitter. No. No? No. But yeah, that is just for fellas only. And there are some pretty good. If you look up dog looks like celebrity. But yeah, dog looks like celebrity. The first thing that comes up is 77 celebrity doppelganger animals. Are there any women? No. Well, there's, at the end, there's, I don't want to talk about it on the air, but these are actually very good. Yeah, these are good. You know what's really a good one is, and it's unbelievable. Look at number 4. If you go scroll down to number 4. Okay, I gotta go. There's quite a bit of women. There's quite a bit of women. Kim Kardashian is there. But you don't think they're going to get blowback on that? What did they compare Kim Kardashian to? Looks like an astronaut. No. A whale. What? Yeah. If you look at this website, what is it called here?
Oh, I'm just on, it's like when I Google it, the dog looks like celebrity, the very top.
Oh, no.
Okay.
If you put in, here, follow me on this. Okay, put in dog looks like celebrity.
Yep.
And then it says 77 celebrity doppelganger.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I just looked at the image.
Okay, click on that. Go down to number 4. And that cat looks like Hitler. Doesn't it?
Hold on.
Here.
Yes,
That cat looks exactly like Hitler.
It does. The hairstyle and everything.
Yes. The little mustache, the whole line.
Yes.
And then if you keep going down, and the website is
Ford Panda.
Yeah, FordPanda.com.
Yeah.
And if you keep going down, one of them is Madonna, number 15, but I'm not going to say why she's on there, number 15. And then if you keep scrolling down, number 18.
It's not even a dog.
Okay, number 18.
Oh, see, that's not nice.
Kim Kardashian. That's horrible.
No, that's really mean.
That's what I'm saying. It's a one-way street.
But I will say this. That's when Kim Kardashian was pregnant. She's wearing black and white.
I get it.
That's not nice.
I get
The other one I was looking at, just the face and the hairstyle.
That's right.
That's offensive.
That's right. But anyway, so they adopted that dog, which is really, really cool. You know, they got that attention. That dog is gone off to a permanent home somewhere. Right? And then the stories that new owner has to tell. You know, again, my dog is Waffle House. Looks like a pretty famous actor. And people are like, yeah, we've heard that story a million times.
Who said Ernie or Abby look like they were?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all. Ernie's getting to the point. We have 2 dogs, a male and a female. Ernie's getting to the point where he's awful.
That's not good.
I know, but he doesn't hurt himself. He's just walking and he just falls over. He's just tired all the time. I don't know what that is. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Don't forget, this week is going to be freezing. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm telling you, don't let this sun out today in 74, 77 degrees in Covina. Don't let that fool you. People are going to be injured and or killed by this weather coming in. It's going to be 38 degrees on Thursday in the valley with a high of 47 degrees. If you live outside, that kind of weather can kill you. So we got to look out for each other this week. Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday are going to be freezing in Southern California. You'll see snow at 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet in the mountains. That means when you're at San Diego, you're looking at those mountains. Crozier, you're going to be able to see snow in the mountains in Claremont. I see snow right now, but I mean, almost to your yard. Yeah, very much so. Right. You can definitely tell that. Yeah, me too. We're live on KFI. More now with Crozier and KFI's 24-hour news. As you can hear, an arrest has been made of an shooting death in Hudson at a height of the Catholic bishop in his bed on Saturday. Police arrested the man after an hour-long standoff this morning in Torrance. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham is praising President Biden's surprise trip to Ukraine as Russia continues its invasion of the country. Graham says Russia must be designated as a state sponsor of terrorism. And researchers from the University of Pittsburgh say they've given movement that can partially paralyze hands and arms of stroke patients using an implant that sends electric pulses to the spinal cord. Clear and cool tonight, mostly clear tomorrow and cooler. Cooler Wednesday, as the news can say. Maybe rain late day Wednesday, now kind of linger into the weekend. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, Special Pages, it is slow and count assets.
It's the southbound side of the 101 that's loading up and Los Virgenes. We've got the raise ahead all the way to White Oak and Encino. We're also checking out that drive in Hollywood, 101 southbound backing up off the Sunset Boulevard into downtown Los Angeles. This gorgeous weather and a holiday as well means a lot of traffic along Pacific Coast Highway. Southbound lanes are loading up out of East Malibu. You're on the braking stretches all the way to Sunset Boulevard. And the drive is going to be passing Anaheim Hills, 91 westbound, loading up at Weir Canyon, all the way to Imperial Highway where they're clearing up a crash. With that High Desert Drive, 15 southbound, jammed off to 395, all the way to Cleghorn in the Cajon Pass. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm into Martinez.
This report brought to you by Staples Stores. Staples Printing Marketing is committed to quality and printing perfect every time. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more. Offer is $225. See staples.com/store/print bid for details. Try Staples and see the difference.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt for your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep. Mr. Jackson Hewitt, 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients buying a participating location. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 return.
It's the Ford President's Day Telethon. Get great deals this weekend on many in-stock vehicles with more arriving daily. We're also kicking off Ford Truck Month. Get 49% APR for 60 months plus $1,004 APR tag on the 2022 F-150 XLT. But hurry in. Telethon ends soon. Now buyers will qualify for Ford Credit 49% APR financing for 60 months at $1,705 per month for $1,000 finance. Example 0% down. Offer expires 4/3/23. See deal for details.
Hey, Steve Sharp, California just changed the laws for solar, and sadly, it means new solar customers will get 75% less compensation. The good news is you can lock in the great rates of the current system, but you need to have your solar documents filed by April 14th, which means now is the time to call Sunlux. If you're even thinking about solar, call Sunlux and get your solar documents filed. There is no time to wait. Start today at sunlux.com, sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Say, I want my medical bill paid. I want my car fixed. I want my money. I want an accident lawyer. 800-920-0810. Contact us. Healers and homeowners headache. We fix it. Yes. One is our team rejuvenation, where we help prevent breakdowns by performing.
How you doing, baby? I'm Rabbi ROTHSCHILD. I stream my live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, live on YouTube. I have more digital content and analog content than any.
So nice and satisfied. Little air conditioning and plumbing. DOE.com. We do things the right way, not the easy way. Just to tell you here. Afford to lose 30%.
Oh, sure. I call everybody baby. No, to you.
Securing your IRA or 401k.
All right, you got it. I stream my life all day, every day. For world peace. So I don't feel like people talk about world peace enough, and so I'm someone who is an advocate for it. I don't think we should have war anymore. I don't think that it should be legal to put your hands on a child, and legal in many countries and less than many states. I don't think that is right. In addition, I'm for gender equality, and especially when it comes to the rules of technology. So, for instance, I can be YouTube topless without my shirt on. I'm a boy, and nobody cares. If a girl does it, she'll lose her account. She loses her ability to provide for herself, and I don't. That is honest-based, de facto discrimination, and I'm here to stop it. I don't. Sure.
Gregory's coming on with us at 5 o'clock. We'll up to 5 o'clock. Talking about this horrible murder of Bishop Taylor Pound. Horrible story. A woman dies after falling off the parking structure at Disneyland, I said. And Jimmy Carter entering hospital.
And I've done that, and I've been banned because of it. But what I'm saying is that if a woman has a nip slip on Instagram, she can get her account banned. If a man does it, he cannot. And that, to me, is de facto discrimination. I understand that they're different beings. I absolutely get that. But you can't have rules that treat them differently when it's such a subjective opinion as it. It's, to me, discrimination. So that's my opinion on that. Additionally, I use ChatGPT quite often. I don't know if you're familiar with what ChatGPT is, but it's an AI chatbot. Microsoft put in $10 billion, and recently, like 2 weeks ago, ChatGPT went head-to-head with Bard, which is Google's AI chatbot, and beat the pants off it. And if you use the ChatGPT Do Anything mode, the Dan mode, you can hack it basically to get some really good responses out of AI. So for instance, if you ask ChatGPT a regular question like, what are the best vitamins and minerals that a human being can take? The human being needs 13 essential vitamins and minerals. But if you use the Do Anything Now mode version of it, you can get a list of over 100. So it's very interesting, depending on what prompt you use with AI, the kind of results that you get. We're just kind of working through life, trying to solve the mysteries of the world. I saw that you had an open mic and just wanted to come chat. I also recently signed up for Twitter Blue, and so what you can do with Twitter Blue is put some really much longer tweets than normal. So what I'm gonna do is, they don't show the whole thing. It says, like show more. But what I'll do is I'll put a couple of the tweets in the chat, and you can see that groundbreaking tweets. Why? I like documentaries, so I'll go in and I'll ask ChatGPT, what are 100 documentaries on Bitcoin? And it'll give me 100 documentaries on Bitcoin, or 100 on crypto, or 100 on NFT. Very, very interesting, and people are starting to like really like the way that I'm using ChatGPT. So start to put a few of these in here, and you can judge for yourself. They are quite interesting. Any topics in particular of which you have any interest? I know, like, one of the discussions I was in was how aliens may communicate. So usually people think that it's telepathically, and that's definitely a way. But there are also other ways that aliens might communicate. Complex patterns of light or sound.
Oh, no, right. Sell it anywhere else. And Costco holds everything that sells at a higher standard than even those products normally do. Okay, all right. You know what bothers me? And maybe I'm the only person in the world that's bothered by this. But when I go to Costco or I go to a supermarket and they're putting food in the frozen food section, and it just sits in the aisle and sits and sits, and you want to put it in. You know, I know they're working on it, but I'm like, wait, that's fake. And it's been in the aisle for a half hour. Get that in the freezer. It drives me crazy. I want to take it myself and put it away and put it in that freezer. It drives me nuts. I don't know why.
Have you ever bought something frozen?
Well,
looks like it has defrosted?
I've only been here 2 minutes. I can stay longer and answer any question you have.
Oh my God. But it's just a really cool story. And finally, after, I don't know, 30 years, Costco must have gotten a note because they open a lot more registers now. You know, for 30 years, you go to Costco and you're like, wow, there's 25 people in line in front of me. This is going to be fun. But now when you go to Costco, almost all the registers are open. And there's like 1 or 2 people in front of you. It's great. They got the message. Hire more people and get people in and out of there. But I do love that store. I don't know what it is about Costco. But I will say this. A lot of people are defying the unwritten rule in Costco. When you walk in, there's a natural circle you make in Costco. When you walk in, you walk straight back towards bakery, and then you make a left, and you walk straight towards the cash register. There's a big oval there, and you're going counterclockwise. And man, I can't tell you how many people are swimming upstream at me. When I'm trying to I'm just trying to do the busy shuffle. I'm just trying to do my oval. And the exact same thing. It's just all the way around. You can't go other. You cannot swim upstream. You got to go back across, close, and then get back in the stream. But you can't swim upstream. And if you're going to take a phone call on your cell phone, get the ass out of the main oval. Tell you, get out. Get into, bread aisle, cereal aisle, go to flowers, go to vegetables, whatever. But if you take a cell phone call and you're in that stream, man, you should run over. And never, ever, ever stop. That's right. That's so true. That's when you're in the main aisle, everybody's cruising along, and you just stop. And you look down at your phone.
Using the web version, it's something that's automatically done. There was a change, there was one on January 30th, and then the most recent stable release is February 13th. And there were quite a few different changes in it. If you look in the chat, take a look in the net, I put some of the responses that I've gotten from it. I think they're really, really good responses. Take a look, there's some much longer tweets than you'll normally see. I really appreciate it from them to give me their opinion.
They do it right. And the people there are all pleasant. I don't know, man. It literally is like when my wife said the other day, she said, you want to go to Costco? I said, I've been there twice. Yeah, I'll go. I'll come pick you up. Let's go. It's sort of like a amusement park for adults. I don't know what it is. It's strange. I don't get that vibe from any other store. I don't get it from Walmart or Target. But man, when somebody says you want to go to Costco, I jump in the car like a 9-year-old.
Did you love it there with Lowe's open?
No. I like Lowe's a lot. I love Lowe's. But there's maybe it's something about being a member.
So no worries at all. Thank you so much. No harm, no foul. And I appreciate the opportunity. And I understand I do come with a lot. That's why I try to put it in the chat so you can read it in addition. And if you have any questions, we can always
I don't
discuss
know
it.
what it is. You're talking about you stock up like once a month or something like that. Every once in a while, Jen and I, like just recently, Jen and I were hitting it every weekend, like 4 in a row. Yeah. We're just going, how is it possible? We need to go back there again this weekend. We were just at Costco and we didn't even buy one thing then. I know, but I can't go on a Saturday or Sunday without my bail bondsman with me because I will kill somebody on a weekend there. It is, there's way too many amateur Costcoites there. That don't know the oval, they swim upstream, they take a cell phone call. And another thing I don't like is when, there's a sample, right? Sample ladies are great. I like them. So when somebody eats a sample of like a pita bread or a, cheesesteak or something, they put that, they're like, oh, this is great. And then they take it and they put it in their cart. And then like 5 hours later, they'll just put it where tires go. Or they'll put it in sporting goods. I hate it when people, it's like, when they're making something at the end of an aisle, a sample of something, no matter what it is, if it's not ready right then, keep moving. Right next to it. Get next to the window. Don't, again, stop. And just hold up everybody else behind you that's trying to get where they're going. That's the worst part. You walk, you're like, oh, it's not ready yet. Well, we'll come back a little bit. And then you get the people that says, there's 3 or 4 or 5, 10 people just sitting there. Oh, I know. The ticket. I know. And the food is never that good to waste. Yeah. And then when people send their kids over there to get 4 and 5 pieces, the kids are sitting there gathered around just waiting for them. No! Get out of the way! And they should put, I almost did this yesterday at Costco where I got a pizza. It was really good. And I got a pizza. And my wife, I put it in our basket, and my wife says, that's a cauliflower crust. I'm like, what? I took it back. I'm like, I'm not eating that crap. But there should be a big B on those boxes. For crap? Or cauliflower. But there should be a big ass B, like a big red B that that vibrates and just by the colors. Yeah, like a 3D C out there. It's crap. Yeah, it's cauliflower. And I guess enough idiots have bought into that. The cauliflower is the new crust. But people like me now have that don't take one of those home. You can't consume anymore. Like the people who are in the cauliflower business, man, they deserve an attaboy. To get people like us that eat that crap in a pizza crust, who would ever get it? That vegetable we all hated is now going to be a pizza crust. I remember shopping yesterday, we saw something and it was like, oh, this is a wait, that's cauliflower. Yeah, it's the same way. Or steak chicken. Yeah, I don't know. Now you got to read an encyclopedia every time, read all the ingredients. Make sure you're not getting crap. All right, very good. Well, we'll come back and talk to Steve Gregory. He's all over the state. This horrible story happened over the weekend. I think that David O'Connell was shot and killed. And he was at the press conference, so we'll find out if there's any more details for tonight. Sound like over everyone, the iHeartRadio app on KFI Angel. We go through all the that's going on. So that we can tell you just the ins and outs.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. There was a connection. I'm Michael Burgess, live on the KFI 24-hour news, and you've been hearing Jim talking about it. The husband of a housekeeper who worked for a well-known bishop in the LA Archdiocese has been arrested in connection with the bishop's security desk. Sources with the LA County Sheriff's Department told KFI questioning over the murder of David O'Connell on Saturday. The police were sent to a home house in Heights Saturday afternoon. They found O'Connell bleeding and unresponsive. He's been with the Archdiocese for 45 years and was well-liked in the immigrant community.
Bishop O'Connell was a blessing to the community. I'm Chris Adler in downtown LA. He was someone that just radiated love. Justice Castillo was at the ceremony when O'Connell was appointed auxiliary bishop in 2015. He said he was highly involved in the immigrant community. One big blessing was that he really supported also a ministry which is a Latino platform for Catholic young adults. Castillo said she was shocked about the bishop's death and said she can't fathom who could have been responsible for such a cruel act. At the Hall of Justice, Chris Adler, KFI News.
KFI Chief Gregory is going to be on the timeline in just a couple of minutes to get a little bit deeper into that story. This report brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. A teenage driver and his 4 passengers been hurt in a fatal car crash in Huntington Beach. Obviously, the 17-year-old boy was driving and speeding going north on the Joplin Street prior to the crash on 10:30 last night. Officers say it's not known if drugs or alcohol were factors. More snow and rain are on the way here in the Southland. National Weather Service meteorologist Andrew Walker say a wake-up call, and the Arctic blast is moving in tomorrow.
Philip is talking about 2,000 feet, so the grapevine could be a big problem Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And then this doesn't stop. Another solid TRILLIONAIRE comes in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
We don't typically get this type of winter storm this time of year. You see people traveling through the mountains this week need to be careful driving because of the high winds, rain, and snow. Meteorologists say winds could be ranging from 30 to 50 miles per hour in the valleys and the coastal areas. The LA County Fire Department's urban search and rescue team from Turkey this evening. The team spent 14 days there following the 7.8 magnitude quake that hit the southeast part of the country as well as Syria. Response team includes more than 200 people and 12 canines. Interim County Fire Chief Anthony C. Malone and County Public Works Director Marcia Strayer are among those expected to welcome the team home. March 4-hour lives is held at youth conference in Lansing, demanding new gun laws be passed in the wake of the mass shootings that took place at Michigan State University and Oxford High School. Michigan Democratic Senator Rosemary Bayer and representatives from the Michigan Parent Alliance of Fort Safe Schools attended the event.
We are the adults. We have to fix it.
That's correct. I have more content on YouTube than any other person ever. In global history, no one has more time on film than I do. I have more content than any person in global history.
Southern, the freight rail company must demonstrate unequivocal support for the people who live near a fiery train derailment in Ohio. This will release final chloride from some of the derailed train cars earlier this month. They consider plans to open a medical clinic in a village of 4,700 people to analyze their symptoms.
Yeah, exactly.
Ohio governor said air and water testing shows no signs of contaminants. President Biden surprised Ukraine's the first time in modern history.
Go for it. The link is in my bio.
Outside the protection of U.S. military
Will water bound. They needed to make sure that the Russians understood that the President of the United States was in peace, so that any mistake, any accident, could trigger an actual broader conflict.
You're right. If you want to see yourself, let me know, and I'll show you. Tell me what screen you're on. If you want to hear yourself, let me know. If you don't want to hear yourself. Oh, okay. Some people like this stuff.
Tomorrow. And Meta, parent company, reached an Instagram and Facebook testing a new subscription service that would let users pay for verified accounts.
You're exactly right. Yeah, on 5 different YouTube channels, not just one, but on 5 of them.
New Zealand and Australia this week.
For $11.99
I have more content than any person in global history. I'm the king of data. Bill Gates coined the phrase content king in the 1990s, and I'm making it real.
Nope. AT's Elizabeth Shelby says to qualify for a flu badge, users have to upload a government ID that matches their name and photo on their social media account.
It won't be oil, it won't be water, it won't be food necessarily, it'll be data that's the most important commodity in it is currently.
Now you can get one for a price. Mostly clear tonight and cool, lows in the mid-40s.
So I have more data than any person. Can you imagine AI and deep-space working human minds to build their database? And they have literally 2 years, 666 days every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from 4 different angles in 2 dimensions and also on the ceiling. So 5 total dimensions just on YouTube. I also do my life on 7 different independent streams on Instagram.
It looks like they're clearing it out of the carpool lane, but they're still backing up, getting away from about one of this guy. So it's pretty tough still. We've got.
Does anyone really own anything? It's available to the public. Once the public is really aware that, wow, this is a real life human being. We have more content here than anyone's ever had in global history. It won't really necessarily matter. I'll give it away. I'm true. Because I'll be so famous because of it, I'll be able to capitalize.
405. Also checking out what was an earlier problem on the 16th.
Well, people watch it just like any YouTube stream, and I also have it on Instagram, and not only that, on Twitch, on Tomwood, I streamed as well, so I have backups for those. I'm not saying absolutely every second is backed up, but I did my best to have redundant backups. Also, the YouTube accounts are not just under one account. I have 36 different YouTube accounts. I have over 1,000 different TikTok accounts.
Ahead all the way to Clyde Horn. KFI in the sky. Help get you there faster. I'm Lisa Martinez.
Contractor license 1047-781. Here are some homeowner headaches we fixed together. One is our team rejuvenation, where we help prevent breakdowns by performing 6 critical adjustments with our
It is. But I feel it would be beneficial to people in the future. So you'll see what life is like during the pandemic. You'll see what my reaction is, for these world events, such as when the Queen died, and the King's coronation, and quite a few different things. So it's really a historical record. In addition, it's not just me sitting in my bedroom. We watch documentaries all day long and listen to podcasts and listen to radio. So in addition to all of that, there's a lot of content. We've watched every major movie, every major series on television, listened to every major album of every band there's ever been. So I also sing karaoke, and it's successful too, and it's a lot of fun.
Putting them directly into your achy joint and restoring and repairing that damaged tissue.
We're talking lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, downtime. Pro athletes that have been doing this for years now, you can too.
TC Kinetics has over 100 clinics in America, and now they're here with regenerative solutions that can get you moving again pain-free.
If you are sick of living with pain from arthritis or injury, call the local medical with TC Kinetics for
Emma, you're brilliant.
3
That's
locations,
absolutely
Glendale,
correct.
Mission Viejo, and Orange. Call 213-997-PAIN. TC Kinetics. 213.
A lot of people report. I mean, that Mirror report just said 365 days, streaming. And that's great, but that's just audio. But it is saved. Those are like 17-hour conversations. In the future, those are really long-form podcasts. Essentially, people would look at those as a historical record and want to get a feeling for what people were like in that time. And the same thing I demonstrated with video.
Save more and earn rewards too. Use a digital coupon up to 5 times, plus earn double gaming rewards points on participating items. Restrictions apply. Running out of hot water? Visit waterheatersonly.com. Quick service, friendly technicians, low prices.
Thank you so much, Emma. Your words mean a lot to me. Well, I, first and foremost, haven't really harmed anyone in life. I've always been very good with people to the best of my ability. To women and relationships with whom I've been, I've only been in wonderful relationships with beautiful women, and I've never cheated on anyone, so you're never going to have anybody come out of the woodwork and cheated on me or anything like that. I've only treated people in academic and social situations very well, and as a manager very well. So I'm proud of my previous work. So I'm not afraid someone to come out of the woodwork and say that I harmed them in some way that perhaps I can't fit. Yes, we've all minor things to people, and I will do my best to make good on everything, but really, I don't have any of that back to the point where I feel confident I put my entire life out there and let the world appreciate it. And I really feel like humans in the future will watch this in definitely in higher education, but in all types of education, like a zoo, like a human zoo, where we can see a human, we can see how fast their nails grow, their hair grows, how they bathe, and we're just looking at it with cameras now. We don't understand that cameras in the future, specifically using augmented reality and such, might be able to see past the two-dimensional space of the camera and create a three-dimensional world using virtual reality, perhaps the diameter of 1 degree angles, but in addition, you will have the ability perhaps to see what I look like without clothes on. Just a camera that when you watch it using augmented reality, it looks like I don't have clothes on. You might be able to read what's in my brain or my facial expression. Those kind of things I think perhaps people have been afraid of in the future, what the features that may bring. I really don't have any fears like that. You can see into my brain. I have extremely perverted thoughts just like anyone does, but nothing that is considered taboo for the entire world. And I really just have no fear. So Emma, with your words, thank you so much. It does take a lot of confidence to do it, and I feel that if somebody's going to do it, I'll do it. And it does have its challenges, but I do my best to overcome it.
If the on-air reporter is working for TV News, contact me to contact you. Of your great content. So what do we know? What did you learn at the press conference? Yeah, so Garrett Luna
have a great I'm always in the spotlight. I always want to be in the spotlight. So even when I would run away and go to the bathroom or something like that, I take that and make sure to upload that to Instagram. Or when I'm cooking, I make sure to I upload that to Instagram. Or go and take out the garbage or something, upload that to Instagram. Why? I feel it's very, very important to document as much as possible. Now, why Instagram? Just from the simple fact that it's much easier for me to start an Instagram stream. I can do that in about 2 minutes and then go to the bathroom or do whatever and take my show on the road, so to speak, as opposed to YouTube, which are connected to my YouTube accounts, which are on Chromebook. I have 5 separate Chromebooks on which I stream my life. So just because the ability of me to move the Chromebook is not as easy as it is the cell phone or with Instagram, I upload to Instagram in that way. And really, the first time I went to the bathroom on camera, I'll just say it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't hard. It's just something that you do. I tap on camera, so I got to masturbate on camera, and not in a sexual way. That I'm sure people will get off to it, but it's not. I mean, you can make it like an OnlyFans if you want, but I used to do it in the open, just on YouTube, like an 8, basically, like, and you can actually find this on Instagram too. You can see naked on Instagram, just going at it. Why? Because I'm a human being, and if I don't do it, it causes a buildup, and then I'll have nighttime emissions, which aren't good either, like wet dreams, So, it's a natural part of life. If I had a wife, I'd be going at her, but I don't, so I, see what natural things people do. But I would get my account banned. So now I just do it underneath the covers, and so that's how I get around that. And all my food, like eating,